name is Ria Kumar. I am 26 years old, and I work as a freelance digital illustrator. In order to save on rent, I'm currently living with my parents, which brings lots of issues. My family and I have had a strained relationship since I was young, and I often felt singled out. And our mother is strong, leaving me feeling as though I had no place within the family. Especially the alliance between my older sister, Becky. Becky is 2 years older than me, and my parents have always favored her. It seems to me that I was nothing more than a nuisance in their eyes.
When are you going to move out? They would ask.
Why do I have to?
Because you're a nuisance.
They would smirk and laugh at my discomfort. I'll move out eventually. I just need to get my work going a little better first.
That's not our problem. You just can't cut it, can you? All you do is sit at home all day, not even bothering to put on makeup or dress up. You've never even had a boyfriend. And to top it off, you're a freelancer. You're basically a loser in society.
The relentless verbal attacks ate away at my spirit. Being a freelancer means I can work at my own pace. There are plenty of good things about it.
What are you even talking about? All you do is hole up in your room all day, probably just playing video games.
They'd accuse, never giving me a chance to explain. Eventually, Becky would conspire with our mother, who's quick to join in. I agree. I don't really understand what she does for a living, and aside from mealtimes, she's just out of sight. She's really just a burden. They would then complain about me right in front of my face. There was nobody in this house who'd defend me. Do you understand now? This is how much you're worth to this family. We don't need someone who can't pull their weight. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it was. That's true. I was the only failure in the Kumar family. My father is a surgeon at a prestigious university hospital. My mother used to be a nurse at the same hospital before she quit to become a full-time housewife upon getting married. Becky is a flight attendant for a domestic airline. Everyone in my family had high-profile careers. On the other hand, I was a self-proclaimed freelancer. Compared to everyone else in my family, I was leagues behind.
Oh, I just had an idea. Bashmorins, let's go on a family trip to Yellowstone. My employee benefits allow me to get a half-off deal for one of the best hotels in the state. That sounds wonderful.
Having a stable job really does enrich your private life, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's such a stark contrast to a certain someone we know.
They left me completely out of the conversation and laughed joyously together. I was sure they didn't even count me in their plans for the trip. Feeling isolated, I decided to retreat to my room.
As I was leaving, Becky stopped me. Where do you think you're going? You should do something around the house for once.
She thinks just because she pays us rent, she can do whatever she wants. And I seriously doubt that money she gives us is even earned properly.
I totally get you. I mean, she calls herself a freelancer. How could sitting at home all day possibly be a job? She should try to experience a bit of life outside like I do.
I am making money, even if it's just a little.
I really wish she could speak more confidently like you.
By the way, Vimir, Ria graduated from a design school, right?
Yes, she did. Despite my advice to go to college, she didn't listen. And now she's ended up jobless.
I'm a freelancer. What's the difference? Either way, you're just free to do whatever you want. They said and laughed together again. I'm going in my room.
No, listen. Did you even hear our conversation earlier? About around the house. First off, Mom, is there anything you need?
Well then, taking your offer, shall we leave all the chores to Raya today?
That sounds good.
Start with the laundry, then clean the bathroom. There's a shopping list in the living room. Use it for the grocery shopping. And while you're at it, prepare dinner.
I kept silent, unable to respond.
Did you get that? At least respond.
Yes. Oh, I'd work to do after this.
Did you say something?
No. I'm sorry.
Ignoring my feeble response, they continued their conversation. Becky, I'm free now. Shall we go out and eat something delicious for a change?
Sounds good.
They seemed to be heading out for a meal, nonchalantly leaving the housework to me. But what about my dinner?
Oh goodness, are you serious? You should figure that out yourself. You really can't do anything on your own, can you? Maybe today will be a good chance for you to become a little more self-sufficient.
They sneered and ridiculed me.
I stayed silent, and they left the house. I left behind, decided to just do as I was told. I hardly ever do household chores, but I managed to finish everything except cooking by referencing videos. Oh, it's already this late. I have to go shopping soon and finish up my illustration. It feels like it's been a while since I went outside. The fresh air tasted good. It's completely different from inside the house. I opened the map app on my smartphone and searched for a nearby supermarket. As I was walking along the road, a man passed by. Then, for some reason, he started following me. Oh, excuse me. Suddenly, he tapped my shoulder and spoke. Yes, what can I do for you? My voice unintentionally cracked. Embarrassing. I just thought, you're beautiful. A typical pickup line I've heard before. Am I being hit on? I'm sorry, if you're trying to pick me up, please try someone else. It was my first time being hit on, and I was so nervous that I stuttered out a response. No, it's not a pickup. I thought your facial features are beautiful. Wait, Actually, I'm a freelance stylist. I love coordinating everything from makeup to haircuts, and I'm pretty good at it. Until recently. I was working for Hollywood stars. As he said this, he handed me his business card. On it was written, freelance stylist, Nick Tamar. Why would someone as amazing as you talk to someone like me? Well, this might be embarrassing, but when we passed each other, I was struck by the thought. I might be rude, but I think...
No, that's not possible.
I thought he was joking at first, but his eyes were serious. He seriously wants to style me.
Are you sure I'm the right person?
I asked again, without confidence. To be honest, I was scared to think about my mom and sister being home when I returned. But I don't want to waste this opportunity, so I decided to accept. Yes, I can manage that. With that, we headed for his studio. The styling was really done in 30 minutes, just as I thought. When I was handed a mirror and looked into it, I saw a stranger I didn't recognize. My eyes were accentuated, and my nose appeared high. My hair was curled vertically, and most importantly, my entire face looked bright.
Wow, right?
In his excitement, he had started talking informally. Thank you so much. I bowed deeply. At that moment, my handmade business card fell out of my breast pocket.
But the illustration isn't really well drawn. I witnessed that. I draw as a hobby, hoping to someday make a living out of it.
As I explained, Nick was checking my business card with a serious gaze. Nick praised me sincerely. His words made me happy, and I gave him the business card. We chatted for a while after that. Before I knew it, another 30 minutes had passed, and I was in a rush. We exchanged contact information and parted ways for the day. I started walking back towards the supermarket. When I finished shopping and got home, there was nobody home. Just as I was feeling relieved, I began to prepare dinner for my family who could come home at any time as instructed. I worked hard looking at a recipe online, but there was no sign of anyone coming home. Then the phone rang.
Hello.
Sis, where the heck have you been wandering off to? Is not an answer. We came home earlier and you weren't there.
Turns out my sister and mom had come home about an hour before I did.
I'm sorry. I got held up shopping.
No. How many hours do you need to shop? You're really slow.
Ria, your laundry is all wrinkly. The bathroom isn't clean at all. You're not back from shopping. What can you even do?
I feel silent.
My sister came back on the line.
We're not coming home today. I'm staying at a hotel with Mom.
Please in the hotel. I've made dinner.
I could hear their laughter.
Don't make us laugh. We can't possibly eat what you cook. The hotel we're staying at has a restaurant run by a famous chef. You just eat your own cooking. Oh, and we almost forgot to mention, starting from next month, you need to contribute an extra $300 to the household expenses. It's stress money for dealing with you. Bye.
With that, they hung up the phone.
I put in so much effort to cook.
I cried for the first time in a long while. As I was getting ready to eat, the notification light on my smartphone came on. The screen displayed Nick's name. The call was about him asking me out. I, who'd never dated a man before, thought it over, and after some hesitation, decided to accept his invitation. We continued our conversation over the phone, and before I knew it, I was voicing my complaints about my home.
Yes. It seems like no one is coming home today. Yes. That's fine.
And so we met at the park. We continued our conversation about my family, and then the topic shifted to my work.
No, they don't.
After a moment's hesitation, I showed him all the images I had saved. Nick looked at them intently. His unexpected praise left me speechless for a moment.
But I'm still a nobody. Totally unknown. On Twister. I use hashtags and even put my face in the icon so people know it's me.
With that, he dragged me to the studio. Just to eat the pears. I was suddenly done up with makeup and a hairdo, even made to change outfits. I'd only met this man today, yet I was dressed up twice by him. I obeyed his instructions. And then a bright flash, He took a photo of me.
Oh, okay.
I did as he told me, and when I closed the app, my phone rang.
I'm sorry. Excuse me for a moment. Hello.
Oh, Ryle. We're going on a 3-day, 2-night trip to Stone from tomorrow.
Wait a second. I haven't heard anything about this.
Ignoring my protest, she told me, well, that's the plan. Don't be late. And hung up on me.
Yes.
I relayed the content of the call to him.
Yes, they would.
Nick pondered for a moment, then said, out of the blue, he came up with a wild idea.
What? To Florida. But all of a sudden, I don't have the money. I do have a passport, but isn't traveling abroad expensive? Well, I do want to go.
I saw a barrage of likes and new follower notifications on my Twister post. Among them were some job offers, too.
What's this? Is my Twister post going viral? What's this?
Nick replied to her surprise. It was amazing. With an idea I could never come up with. My followers had exceeded 1,000, and they were still increasing. People are simple. If the visuals are good, they're attracted. Cordia, you have a potential in both your looks and art. You just haven't noticed it? It's a waste not to use it. No one had ever said such things to me before. Up until now, my life was filled with derogatory remarks about being a freelancer, being useless. But this man was different. I began to believe that, thanks to him. I could change something.
Thank you so much. I've suddenly got a lot of requests. I'll be busy. Yes.
My clouded heart was clearing little by little, and before I knew it, the next morning, we met at the park and headed to the airport. After a 3-hour flight from JFK, we arrived at Orlando International Airport.
Whoa, this is amazing.
Excited about her first time taking the plane, and I was taking photos when my phone rang. It was a wrong call from Becky to their father.
Becky, it's me. Priya.
Gwen, why would you answer? Wait, this is your number.
I'll hang up, okay?
Where are you the one to hang up? You're so cheeky. By the way, we've moved the trip to Yellowstone tomorrow. We're staying at a 5-star hotel today. Mom was thrilled when I said I'd cover all the costs. She said it's different from her incapable sister.
I see.
Unlike you, freelancing or whatever, actually work and earn my money. Why just live your miserable life? Bye.
With that, she hung up laughing. Seeing me a bit down, Nick asked Yaya, would you like to work in America?
What?
This man sometimes says something extraordinary. I couldn't grasp the situation, but Nick continued to explain.
What? $200,000? And in Hollywood?
Hearing this, something inside me burst with shock. Not before I knew it. I was apparently laughing with an innocent smile that was unprecedented for me.
I take that offer. Thank you so much.
Nick said with a bashful smile. Watching Nick cringe with embarrassment, I found myself genuinely delighted. We took a taxi from the airport and arrived at the hotel that Nick had booked. The exterior clearly marked it as a luxury hotel. Its grandeur was breathtaking.
Oh, this is amazing.
Nick said with an innocent smile.
The most expensive?
I cautiously asked. He answered nonchalantly, but the price was far beyond my comprehension.
What? $20,000 per night?
Nick's words carried a lot of weight. Inside the hotel was a dazzling world I had never seen before, with high ceilings and expensive monuments decorating every corner. The suite we were shown to was more than twice the size of my childhood home, complete with an indoor pool, hot springs, and a patio with a view of the city lights.
It's like a dream.
Initially, I thought Nick was a strange person, but he made me realize my worth more than anyone else. Even though we had only met a few days ago, for the first time, I found myself trusting someone. I thought I might be able to change. But then my phone rang again.
Come out.
Why aren't you here?
Becky said in her usual languid tone.
Where?
At the Yellowstone, of course. Didn't I tell you we're going today? Everyone's here already. At Yellowstone, of course.
She said with her typical sarcasm. It seems they had already arrived at Yellowstone. I don't know where you were.
Oh, did I forget to tell you the location? My bad. I could hear Becky's feigned laughter.
I can't go if I don't know where it is.
Hi, you're so forgettable. I totally slipped my mind. Sorry about that. Oh, I've got an idea. We'll just enjoy ourselves on your behalf.
Ike's befores. I might have been deeply hurt by each of these words, but thanks to Nick, that was no longer the case. Sure, have fun.
This is all happening because you're useless and broke.
Silent. I could only listen as Becky continued her tirade.
Yesterday's hotel cost $500 per night. You've never stayed anywhere that nice, have you? The dinner was delicious. And today we're going to the hot springs. There's an open-air bath. You'd be better off in your own bathtub at home, so it's good that you're not here. Honestly, if you're going to stay shut in your house all the time, what's the point of you even being alive?
Was she roaring with laughter? Becky's laughter must have been audible to Nick as well. And that's when I snapped. Her words that questioned my worth as a human being had struck a nerve. Because the person who helped me find that worth was right here with me. I couldn't bear hearing someone badmouth Nick, and it hurt. I decided then and there to be stronger. I unflinchingly retorted to my sister's comment. That's a cheap hotel. There was a slight pause at the unexpected reply. She apparently didn't think I'd argue back. As expected, my sister fought back.
Ha ha, what are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? A cheap hotel costs $500? And you, who can't earn a steady income, are saying that? Mom, listen to this. It's really funny.
With that, she called out to her mom, sneering, and I could hear my mom's voice from the phone.
Just because you can't beat your sister, it's obvious you're trying to show off. Your sister works hard as a flight attendant and is supporting us. It's something you'll never be able to do in your lifetime. After all, you don't even have a decent job. Dad, you should also say something.
She seemed to be trying to hand the phone to her father. My father was always busy, and I have hardly any memories of talking to him since I was a child. And it got worse when I went to design school. We hadn't spoken a word since then. He probably just thinks of me as a disappointment. As expected, my father didn't come to the phone. Instead, my sister came back on the line.
You come here right now? I forgot to tell you where. It's in Idaho. Without a pointer, I won't be able to buy lots of souvenirs. So, I'll let you play that role. You're happy, right? You get to come to Yellowstone.
Against my condescending sister, I responded without reservation.
Finn, what do you know, eh? When I say come, you come. You're incompetent, so just do as you're told. Got it? Hurry up and come. Come. What do you mean, no way? When I say come, you come. You're incompetent, so just do as you're told. Got it? So make sure you get here today, even if you have to dip into your savings.
You know, Becky, when I think about it calmly, you're pretty stupid.
Debbie, what did you just say?
I'm saying no because I can't. Because I'm in Florida right now. She seems to be having trouble understanding because it's so abrupt. That's natural. And she retorted, sneering at me.
What are you talking about? There's no way you can go to Florida. You don't have any money. Oh, are you confusing it with the world of your video games? Are you okay?
Since she seemed not to believe me, I sent her a photo I took when I arrived at Florida. I just sent you a picture. There seems to be quite a stir on the other end of the international call.
Wait, Mom. Ria's saying something weird, and she even sent a picture.
What is it? Listen carefully to what she says.
This is definitely a stolen picture. I won't be fooled.
Since she still didn't believe me, this time I sent a selfie from the suite I was in.
Chen, what's going on and who is this?
I could feel her getting increasingly flustered. That's me.
You're a completely different person. Is Kate Surpredge's development? I can't believe you even edited your picture. It's so pathetic.
I didn't edit anything. For the first time, I laughed back at her in a mocking tone.
She got annoyed and said, then explain. There's no way you could change like that.
In a way, thanks to you and Mom, a guy on the street approached me and did a makeover. Turns out, he's a famous guy who's worked in Hollywood.
Gah, what kind of fairy tale is that? That can't be true. It's so lame. If you're going to lie, at least make it a decent.
Before my sister could finish, Nick grabbed the phone from me.
Nick, what do you mean? The Nick? The only foreign man who's a Hollywood star's stylist? No, you're kidding.
My sister, who was barking until a moment ago, suddenly fell silent. It took until now. I didn't know that Nick was such a famous person. I took back the phone from Nick and said to my sister,
Do you get it now? I'm in a $20,000 a night hotel suite right now. That's why I said a $500 hotel is cheap.
the tables have completely turned now. But my sister, she started making excuses. It's her last-ditch effort.
Kimph, even if it was a suite, you just got lucky, didn't you? Yes, that's right. It was a fluke. If I had been shopping...
I wonder about that. Plus, I just found out that I'm making $200,000 a year now.
$200,000? Wait a minute, what do you mean?
It's exactly as I said. I'm earning $200,000 a year, and I'm going to be working in the US from today as a Hollywood illustrator, no less.
I had no idea about any of this. What's an illustrator? Aren't you just a shut-in freelancer?
That was yesterday. As of today, I've transformed into Rhea Kumar, a Hollywood illustrator earning $200,000. I bet I'm earning more than you now. Oh, don't worry. My language skill isn't better than yours. You can rest easy about that. You'll always be flying around domestically.
Versapast, you're making fun of me?
I'm just giving back what I received. You used to look down on me for being a freelancer. How does it feel to fly in the sky? Hey, in a way, aren't you a freelancer too?
Rachens, don't make fun of my job.
Okay. But you always act like the one who earns more is superior. So if I make fun of you, it's only fair, right?
My sister was unable to retaliate and fell silent. I bid farewell to her in this state.
Well, that's how it is, sis. I won't be doing anything for you guys anymore. Good luck.
With that said sarcastically, I heard my sister's voice faintly. Mime, I'm frustrated. That Rhea, I can't believe I lost to her.
It seems like my mom was at a loss for words too. Only a quiet atmosphere could be heard from the other end of the call. I didn't care about any of that and hung up the phone. Although it turned into a long call, Mr. Kumar, or Nick as he is known, waited patiently without saying anything. It was the first time someone had confessed their love to me, but I had no doubts. I felt that if I stayed with him, my life would go well.
Yes, I'd be delighted. I look forward to our future together.
Next, with a smile, I accepted his confession, and we began dating in America. Overlooking the night view, tilting our champagne glasses, we toasted. There were messages on my phone from my mom and sister saying, "Let's start over," but I ignored them. From then on, both our work and private lives went smoothly, and a year later, we got married. I've gotten used to living in America, and I'm full of life now. It's all thanks to him. I vowed to do my best in life so as not to betray his expectations.